Hey guys, how's everybody doing up there? My running kid, one half of the core. Once again, we are back again, guys. And even though the big craze for Star Wars is going, and don't worry, guys, we there will be a round table for that when many of the members get to see that. But as promised, guys, we are here to talk about um, the mid-season finale of Supergirl. Now, I hope people are watching this series. It's finding its place, and we're gonna have a couple of people come on, and other core members to come on and talk about it. And of course, then we're gonna have a little Q&A at the end of it. Basically, you can ask questions about the show, what we like about it, what we don't like about it, or just ask questions in general. I think we need to start doing that again. Where the core just has a Q&A session and you guys just ask members of the core questions. But like I said, we're gonna definitely have some very interesting. Hope this goes well as always, and let's just gonna wait and see when the rest of the gang comes in. The other members. I know Jay's definitely said he's gonna be here. Like we did, we talked about the mid-season finales of Flash, Arrow, and iZombie last week. We're going to talk about Supergirl this week as well. And so, yeah. So, yeah, definitely. We're going to have, it should be a lot of fun, as always, to talk about uh, this show once again. Um, I do recommend the show. Like I said, guys, it's finding its place. It's slowly finding its place with with all the other superhero shows that are on. And I've said it before. I'm shocked that it's on CBS. CBS is not really known for super, not science fiction shows, if you want to classify it like that, or superhero shows in general. We haven't seen them in a long time. CBS nowadays has gotten really serious, really a lot of comedies, but a lot of drama on the show, on the series, on the network. But I'm glad to know that CBS did order it a full season, like I said before, and so far, like I said, with Supergirl, it's finding its place. It's really finding its place. Um, Outside of the other shows. And the thing is that it is a part. It's made by the same people that did Arrow and Flash and things like that. So there are some interesting takes and turns of the show, but also the fact that uh, I think most of us we want to see a crossover between the other shows, and it's been said that it may happen, but not right now. So you know, it is what it is. Sorry about that, guys. Um, so like I said, guys, if there's any questions, leave it in the panel. Leave it in the comment section below, and we will get to those questions. Like I said, when Jay comes on, and definitely we will. Hey, speaking of the devil, here he is, right here.
What's up,
And
guys?
hey, and here's the first guys who actually of the core that saw Star Wars. And like I said, guys, we will be doing a roundtable of that when all the members have seen it. So, but Jay saw it. He saw it yesterday, actually.
Yeah, I saw it at the 9 o'clock release. So that was like the latest of the band was that an experience? Like I wasn't old enough to ever see any of the original trilogy in theaters, but man, this must have been what it was like for people seeing it in the 70s and 80s, because this was intense, man. This was intense. Like I really don't want to say anything, but if you have seen it, I do have a review up. It's 20 minutes spoiler free, and then 10 minutes of straight spoilers.
So another core member that's seen, I believe it was Steve. He saw it too. So
Yep.
2 out of 7 of us or more have seen it. I'm gonna see it, guys, but I'm gonna let the hype die down some, like I always do, especially with a movie like this. I'll let it die down some before I go see it. But like I said, we're here to talk about Supergirl, and we're gonna talk about the finale. We're also gonna talk about the overall experience so far of the season as well. And like I said, guys, we're have a little Q&A session at the end. If there's any questions you want to ask me and Jay about the show, or just questions in general, feel free. Jay will monitor as he's done before.
Yep. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I gotta pull that up.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So I guess so far with the Supergirl show, guys, I've been enjoying it, and I do weekly reviews of it on my main channel, and I'm very happy the kind of responses that I get from my reviews, as well as the views. Like I noticed with my Supergirl reviews or recaps, I get more reviews of that than even Flash now, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of
Yeah,
something.
I noticed that too. That's a trend for my videos too. That's the Supergirl one of the most viewed out of all the comic TV shows.
Yeah. So, with this show, guys, it's telling the story of Superman's younger cousin. Well, it should be saying his older cousin because of Kara. And you can see that the show pays homage to some of the older Superman lore, as well as, just the overall feel of the show. Kara's really trying to find her place in this world, and she's trying to find her own.
And also a big theme of the show. And also a big theme of the show is family too, and that's a big thing that we explore, especially in this mid-season finale.
Yeah, we definitely are getting to see a little bit more, especially in this show. We're getting to see a little bit more intake of not just usually in the comics. If you ever read any comics of Supergirl, they put more input on her father than on her mother. So we're seeing a lot more of Laura in this than her father, Jor-El's brother. So, but definitely it does play more on family. It's very family, family driven. Whether it's Kara discovering more about her family past from the House of L, or even now with her adopted family, the Banners, which I thought was a really good twist to do. Actually have her be like pay homage to the Linda Danvers version of Supergirl.
Yeah, I love the Peter David run on Supergirl. That was great.
Yeah. So, and like I said, guys, the series, it's still finding its place. It's still finding it, but it's got a slow start, but you're starting to find it's really starting to find its niche, especially with this mid-season finale. I put on my chat that it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was there. It had its problems, but it was was not bad for mid-season, especially the way it ended. You know, we get to see a little bit of more into. You can see that Kara, like Kara's aunt, is kind of supposed to be like her Zod. You can see that they're kind of playing that off as she's like Kara's version of Zod for her.
And also, her husband is one of Zod's main henchmen, like in the comics and in the movies.
Yeah, so it's also pretty cool too. But even with that, you still see that even though they're showcasing, like they're having this character be maybe that version of, for example, Maxwell Lord is clearly kind of being like her Lex Luthor in a sense, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but it's, you can see that, you can really, any idiot can see that, any fan will see that. Yeah.
But he is pretty well done. Let's see how long it takes before he gets his neck snapped.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that we have the DEO, and her sister Alex works that at the secret agency run by Hank Henshaw, who in the comics we know him to be Cyborg Superman. However, in this series, he's someone totally different.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was wrong, and I am totally cool with being wrong for this one.
Is that what character is that, Jake?
It was John Jones, the last son of Mars, the Martian Manhunter. I was blown away. Like, I mean, there were hints here and there, but I just kept rationalizing Cyborg Superman. I'm like, oh, his eyes are glowing because has cyborg parts or whatever. But then as soon as he mentioned, like, I have no more family left, I'm like, oh, he's John. Okay, all right. I realized it that episode, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. I did not expect him to go full Martian, though. When he transformed, that looked great. We didn't even see him really transform in Smallville when we saw him in Smallville.
Exactly. Yeah. What that's one thing also I liked about what they did here is when Phil Morris, who played John in Smallville, great actor, don't get me wrong, great actor. And we did get to see him one time when they had like a pause moment, and they showed his Martian look, but we never really saw him in what he fully looks like. So when he changed for Alex, he looked.
I wonder if he's gonna pull a Vision and he's just gonna see somebody with a cape and just be like, "Oh, I want one of those."
Yeah, he pulled a straight up showed, and it wasn't. And he looked very much like year one John Jones, where he looked more Martian. He had the elongated head, the look that we saw in Young Justice. That's the look he has. The only thing missing is the cape. And basically, it's known in the series because in the finale, he says that Superman always thought it was funny that he can't read Kryptonian's mind.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If Superman knows who Jean is, does that mean there might be a Justice League out of in this universe? Like there are multiple superheroes, and maybe like Hank Henshaw is just his secret identity, and Jean goes out as Martian Manhunter to work with Superman and all of them. Like I started thinking about that after I saw him transform for the first time.
Yeah, like if you watch the finale when he's talking to Alex about it after he can't read. I'm forgetting Laura's sister's name. I'm forgetting her name.
Astra.
Astra, yeah. He drops like an Easter egg saying that Superman knows that he's Martian. So it basically so Superman knows, and this was something I brought up too once again on my main channel. Is like, are we going to see other heroes in this show? Like, is Kara's and her cousin are not the only heroes on this world. And so it kind of gives us now a little bit interesting, like, okay, Kara and Jean, and there could be other characters on this world, But in terms of the finale, I liked, guys, like I said, I liked the story that was going on with Kara and her aunt and everything that was going on between that. The cat ranch stuff,
it dragged on for a little bit.
It dragged on, and I really thought that could have been wrapped up a little bit quicker. I didn't think it needed to be as long as what was going on. You know, they're trying to find out who with all this information about her and everything like that. But we did get a little. What I did enjoy was that we found out that Kat has another son. You know, she has another son, but they have spoken in a long time, and she keeps him a secret in a sense because essentially the way she put it was like it was at a time in her life where she was just this career woman, and her career meant everything. And
it was unplanned. And she didn't really know the father very well.
Yeah, so you know, and basically we know that child is going to show up on the show soon because Melissa Benoist's husband is going to play that character. So
yep, and he is confirmed to be Captain Comet. Like he's gonna be. They released in his description that this will be the first time, you know, Kara meets somebody else with a secret identity.
Okay, so that's good. So once again, guys, if you don't know who Captain Comet is, he's another classic DC character, very powerful character too. Or if you go with the old DC lore, but in the New 52 lore, I stopped reading Supergirl at a certain time, but I know from friends that Supergirl had gotten to like a relationship with.
Towards the end, he did get she got into a relationship with Comet, and then like the series ends with them together, and they're still together during Justice League United, but I don't like, and because he shows up there a couple times, so I don't know if they're gonna go with that route, which I'd be cool with. I think it'd be really interesting to see actually a husband and wife playing real love interest. I always think that's cool whenever that happens.
Yeah, you see, you can kind of get a little bit of a indication of the chemistry. You know, you can see this is real chemistry between them. Like it's not like.
Oh, and there's a fun fact about that. Both Melissa, her husband, and Grant Gustin met each other through Glee. They were all on Glee at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is true. I totally forgot about that. So in terms of the fight between aunt and niece, Jay, did you not get this a Man of Steel vibe?
I got a Man of Steel vibe, and also I never asked you about this before, but does the blue heat vision bug you? Because that kind of annoys me. It's blue instead of red. It's weird. It reminds me of freeze vision.
Before, and I don't mind that her heat vision is blue, or I don't mind it. I know what the symbolism of it is. Is basically if you look at a lighter. The flame is usually blue, and I don't mind it. But then there are times where this nostalgia in me is like I want to see it red. You want to see the red eyes and things like that.
It's like when I see it as blue, it reminds me of like Bizarro's freeze vision. You know how he has freeze vision and heat breath. I kept thinking of whatever I see.
I can understand that, but yeah, definitely. If you look at that fight scene, guys. Clearly was a Superman, Man of Steel fight. God. I mean, it was almost uncannily looked just like it.
But what surprised me about it is that Kara actually fought her in the middle of the city. Like, why didn't she clear? I mean, I know she has more sense than to just fight right there. She could. I mean, they could have cleared out. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I just kept in my head. I'm like, why don't you go to like the outskirts of the city or like fight in the sky or something? Like, I know you've learned more than that. Come on, Kara.
Yeah, that was the instinct. I think the way they tried to play it off was the fact that she's so enraged and mad.
And when you see the flashbacks, you can see how deeply they were connected and like how betrayed she must feel about it. And that's another thing. Arrow needs. I don't know what's up with Greg Berlanti, but why are you making such good flashbacks on Supergirl, but your Arrow flashbacks are really lackluster.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, in these ones, you can really see that, when you get to see Kara young on Krypton and the way she's with her aunt and, her mother, and, even that scene where she is talking with the computer like of her mom,
Yeah,
and
the hologram projection.
and she gets so pissed off, like you can see, like it's almost like a battle in between her. Is like, is she telling the truth? Why are you keeping these secrets? Because we saw that in an earlier episode before that, where she was really, that was so almost, I think, when they introduced Red Tornado, was talking about, I'm mad at my parents for this and that, and her rage there, and I think with that being said, it was just like, oh man.
Yeah, and Melissa really sold it when she was just like, stop lying to me, and then she, like, whenever she has the facial expression she has whenever she uses heat vision is great. Because you just really feel it, like you really feel the heat coming off of her whenever she does, like, gets angry and uses heat vision. It's so cool.
Yeah, you can definitely see it. She really plays up that stuff, and I'm one that always will tweet her and say, like, I felt like when she did the heat vision, the Red Tornado, I said, I felt your rage, and and it was so. And most of the time, when you see her in those moments, you can really see that she's really playing this role very well. That's what I always applaud her for, her performances as a character, whether she is just being Supergirl or just being Kara Danvers in disguise, So I'm never like, she's not doing such a good job, and I love the kind of relationship that she has with her supporting cast. I mean, I think
her supporting cast is really solid. I really like James. I wasn't sold on his idea at first because Jimmy's usually the scrawny fanboy type of person. But then they explained it really well with them having it be like 15 years later and he's not that boy anymore. He's a man. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, when you get, I mean, I think for most of us that when they were announcing the cast of this show and they said Jimmy Olsen was going to be on the show, kind of paying homage to the Helen Slater movie, because Jimmy was in that movie too. He was in that movie. They finally announced he was going to play, and I think everybody was a little bit, like, whoa, hey, you're changing the race of the character. But if you look at it, it's like, it's not that bad, because
he has the same personality. It's just he's like more grown up and more mature.
Yeah, like he doesn't really like to be called Jimmy. Only certain people can call him that. He's like, it's James. Like, that's only reserved for the big guy.
He always gets mad about it. He's like, only two people in the world still call me Jimmy, and that's my mom and Superman, because Superman doesn't change. He's stuck in his ways.
Yeah, and the other thing about the mid-season finale is probably another big moment. The fact that Cat Grant knows that Kara is Supergirl. Now, when that happened, I'm just like, it wasn't that hard. It was like,
I just thought, I was like, it's about time. I mean, you're a Pulitzer Prize reporting journalist. How do you not realize your assistant is super?
Yeah, it just felt like, I mean, it was just like, I wasn't like, oh wow, she knows. It was just like, okay, she knows, It's like,
and she didn't, like, they didn't use some stupid excuse either. She used like actual legit logic. She's like, well, you disappeared in the stairwell. When Supergirl was gone, it was the same time you were sick for the first time and your arm was broken.
Yeah, like that was one thing I did. Like, I was like, okay, this cat is not the stereotypical dumb blonde. She is using this. And like you said, the logic of the logical, deductive skills. Like, you dealt with live wire. I told you to go downstairs and Supergirl comes back, stuff like that. And even with the characters that we've seen so far, like Livewire, I really liked that episode. I was like,
Livewire is probably one of my favorite episodes of the season so far. My only complaint, I just wish she was a little bit more blue than she was, because she was more like white-ish than blue.
Yeah, I wish she was like her skin was a little bit more whiter, but I did not mind her look. They pretty much stayed true to her debut, like on the animated series of Superman.
That was my favorite episodes of the cartoon in general. When Livewire shows up, where she's like the reporter talking crap about Superman.
She's just disc jockey, and she goes on Supergirl, and then Cat's telling her, "I don't want you doing that," and she's like, "Screw you," and Cat says, "Okay, you're gonna be the highest paid weather reporter." I'm like, damn. And then Supergirl tried to save her, struck by lightning, and it was key right on the moment. And when she came back, I enjoyed it. I was like, okay, she had kind of a little bit of a little Harley in her, especially when she skipping around and then she using her powers. I was like, okay, I can see that.
I can see that.
But I did like when she came, because she was another one. I was hoping that they would bring Livewire into the show. I was like, we haven't seen Livewire live action wise.
And we did hear about another one that you and I both said had to be on this show.
Yeah.
And now we know for sure she's confirmed to be on Silver Banshee. I can't wait to see Silver Banshee.
Yeah, Silver Banshee definitely is one of those characters I've been waiting, guys, dying to hear that she's going to be on this show, because her and Supergirl do have a kind of a history together, whether it's New 52 and pre-52. They have a kind of a history, and she's going to play the villain. She's not going to be how they've done her on New 52 wise. Like, because in New 52 wise, Silver Banshee is almost like Kara's friend, but she has that curse, and she has powers and everything like that. But in this, they say she's going to be a villain.
She's also going to be a rival with her at work too. So
yeah, so I'm glad to see that we're going to see Silver Banshee on it. Besides, let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, what about the scene where at the end of the big fight scene where one of the Kryptonians realized Hank was not human?
That was cool. I love that part. He's like, "You don't fight like a human." He just says, "'Cause I'm not," and I'm just he just knocks him. I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool." That was awesome. I wanted him to. I obviously he couldn't fully transform in front of all his people, but I wanted him to turn into some kind of weird creature and because apparently Jean just really likes dragons. Because every time I see him transform into something, it's usually like a dragon or a reptilian thing.
Yeah, he does. It's always that way. It's funny because you think, okay, he's Martian, but are there serpent-like creatures on Mars? Because he likes transforming into dragons, and I thought it was cool because I was figuring that one of the Kryptonians would have figured out that he's not human. Just not even just the way he fights, but just they probably would have looked at him, and.
Yeah, and one of them literally just charged right at him and still got back up. He got right back up.
Yeah, so you could just see okay, they knew something was.
A lot of people forget that Jean is the one member of the Justice League that could possibly take down Superman if it ever came down to it.
Yeah, and I would say definitely in a hand-to-hand fight. Yeah, I think people downgrade Jean's durability, his strength. And I think a lot of people think he's just he's a shapeshifter and a telepath. He's super strong too. He has a lot of abilities.
I want to see him go intangible. I mean, we kind of see that when he did the thing with the bomb. Yeah, he probably had to phase his hand through the bomb, and that's how he got rid of the bomb.
Yeah, you got it. You saw him and that was kind of right there was the biggest moment where I started thinking, okay, he's not a cyborg that Hank Henshaw, Super Cyborg, Superman, right there, it was when he phased. Like I'm like, what is he doing? Is he phasing through that bomb? And I started.
Although there was no body found, so I think we could still see Hank Henshaw come back as Cyborg Superman.
Yeah, that was the other thing. We gotta get to know that he promised Dean Cain, the character Dean Cain played on there, Kara and Alex's dad, that he would watch over and protect his family. So it kind of brought up that question, like, okay, why is he such a hard ass on them? And then we kind of see why, you know, and
Yep.
you know.
So it's John kind of takes like the tough love approach for
And the other fact is that Alex knows that she has to keep the secret from Kara.
I think something I heard from behind the scenes, apparently, because Jeff Johns works on the show with them, and apparently he was on set like early on, and he was like, hey, he pointed, he talked to the actor who plays Hank, and he was like, hey, you kind of have alien looking ears or something. Like, you ever think about we could change it up and maybe make you a whole different character? Because apparently the actor who was playing Hank in the beginning of the shoots had a lot of trouble trying to figure out the angle to play the character. But then when they were like, it's like, well, we can change it to make you a different character. And then it's like, they explained to John, he's like, oh, now I can definitely do this. Now I know what to do, and that's how that came about.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so apparently it was Jeff Johns' suggestion to turn him into Martian Manhunter.
And hey, it was. I think we all knew. But it still was a moment that when he turned, it was a moment that everybody like, oh wow, he's here. I mean,
everybody geeked out when they saw that.
I enjoyed it for a lot of the same reason that probably everybody else did. But I love the fact that Alex had to look up at him like he's very tall. Like I was like, look, she's actually staring up at him. Like, I thought that was cool. Will we see any? They say that the White Martians are coming to the show.
Yeah, I want to see Martha Ak. I think Martha Ak would be really cool.
So if we're gonna see the White Martians, will we see Megan? Will she be on the show as well?
Megan would be such a cool friend for Kara to have. I think that would be awesome. That could be really cool. Like, especially if they just age her, like they make her transform to age her up a bit, and she like ends up working with Kara as another like work buddy. I think that could be cool.
Question I have for you, Jake, is Aunt what's her name again? Yeah, I'm forgetting her name. Asha.
Yeah.
Is she truly bad, or is she?
See, I don't think she's the bad guy. I honestly think Nan has been pulling her strings the entire time. I see, because the way I see it is like, you remember Nan gets a lobotomy in the comics, and that's what makes him into like the hulking brute that we know, that we've always seen around. This is pre-lobotomy Nan, so he's a master strategist, manipulator. So I think he's using Astra as a figurehead because she's a member of the House of L. So obviously people are going to rally behind her and not him. So that's why he married her in the first place, and he's putting these ideas in her head like, this is why we need to save Krypton. We need to make sure they can see that Krypton needs to be saved by these extreme measures. And I think Astra really believes she's doing it for good, but she doesn't realize like that Nan she's been drinking too much of Nan's Kool-Aid. Because you can even see that in the flashback when she's talking to her sister, Laura, and she's like, look, I know there's good in you. I know you can change. It's like, if you turn yourself in right now, we can have you pardoned, but Nan is going to jail. And she's like, no, what Nan and I are doing is right. You just are blind to see it. I'm like, I don't really think she's a bad guy. I think what's going to happen is Nan is going to try and kill Kara, and Astra's going to kill Nan, and then realize that what she's been doing is wrong, and then go into exile.
Okay. I think I kind of agree. Like, yeah, I think he is using her, because even when look at the beginning, she had a whole time to hurt her niece again. You know, she has the kryptonite blade. You know, and you know she didn't use it, and you know she's trying to, but you could still see that she has, I guess, a little bit of like, okay, I may not be all that right, but it kind of 50,
And you can tell like that she's being genuine with Kara, because she came completely unarmed and she was just in a regular suit. She could be hurt just like anybody else, and they could have used kryptonite on her if they wanted to, or if Kara wanted to. Like, she really just wanted Kara to trust her. I think it's kind of a maybe it's because I have Star Wars on the brain. I think it's kind of like a Darth Vader type of moment. Like, she really wants her niece by her side because she really does love her. But I think because if you remember what he was saying, a big part of why she wanted to save Krypton was to make sure Kara didn't die.
right.
So I think that like she just really wants Kara to be with her, and if Nan tries to kill Kara, I think she's gonna step in and kill Nan.
Mm-hmm. So, Jay, any comments?
Let's see, let's pull it back up and okay, we got a bunch of people saying what's up. We got Nate, we've got Jared Flowers, and Bria Sticks said, I watched the pilot commentary that was available on CBS.com that simply went into the heat vision. They just wanted the heat vision. Oh, apparently in the commentary for the pilot, they said the reason the heat vision is blue is because they just wanted to be different.
I figured that. Anybody else?
There's no other questions. Just everybody saying what's up.
Hey, Invictus. Hey, Tony, what's up? So, let me see what else. What I did. Oh, we also kind of get a little bit of, basically James telling, what is his name?
Win, yeah.
Win, like, look, dude, go for it. Like, tell her how you feel. And
I feel so bad for him because he's gonna get cock blocked when Comet shows up.
Yeah, so he's kind of quote unquote stuck in what most red blood guys don't want to be stuck in, that friend zone. And,
yep, the friend zone is way harder to escape than the phantom zone. I'll tell you that.
So, and I like the approach that James told him, like, look, if you gotta face your fear and tell her like how you feel, because if you
I like that, like, they didn't try to go the cliche route and like they were fighting over her or whatever. James was like, yo, for real, dude, I'm not in your way. I got a girlfriend. Like,
yeah,
it's a girlfriend.
That was another thing. Like, one thing I will say about the show, the show made it feel like in the beginning that James and Carol are gonna get together, but then they did a whole twist and brought Lois's sister in, and it was just like, okay, they're back together. And it was like, okay.
I'm just waiting on Lucy to put on that suit because I know it's gonna happen.
Oh, gonna become Superwoman or something.
Yeah, I think that's definitely gonna happen. Man, I want to know what Sterling Gates thinks of this show because they're using a lot of his stuff.
They are. They are using a lot of Sterling Gates stuff. I also want to go on a little bit to the guys out there. I gotta admit the special effects on this is not that bad.
They've gotten a lot better with the flying. If you like pay attention to how it's been over like from the beginning up to now, the flying has gotten a lot better, and the fight scenes have gotten cleaner.
The fighting has gotten a lot cleaner. Definitely some other stuff. Oh my God. Okay, I see a question that I think both of us would answer. We're definitely going to we're definitely going to answer that, Tony. Victor, I see your question. You kind of brought up another character. We're gonna.
Oh yeah, I know who I would want to play this character if she shows up, because this is the only way I would accept this character showing up on Supergirl is if she's played by Laura Vanderboot. Like, she needs to just come back and play Power Girl, because I think she could pull off like an older version, like an older alternate version of Kara. I think she could play Karen.
You know, that's kind of funny that you mentioned that, because Laura Vanderboot actually called Melissa and congratulated her on getting casted as a character.
Yep.
But also, she said that she would be very much open to come on the show. And I wouldn't mind seeing her. I would not mind seeing her as Power Girl. I mean, it's really cool to see Karen start.
Because the version of Supergirl they put on Smallville was really freaking powerful. So I think that she could really pull off like Karen, you know, as like an older, like more seasoned, like alternate Earth version of Supergirl. Plus, she has the look down. I mean,
yeah, I think for me, if they put Power Girl on the show, first of all, I think what I don't want them to do is do the Justice League route of going that she's a clone.
Oh, I hated that. You talking about the Star Labs clone thing, where it's basically like the Clone Saga, but with Super.
Yeah, I don't want that. I would like them to really do that. This is a Supergirl from another world,
and that's definitely a possibility, because Berlanti said that's how the Flash crossover would happen if they do a Flash crossover, because he says that Supergirl is one of the 52 Earths that exist on Flash and Arrow.
Right. So you would want to see that, and I would like to see, this is you, Kara, if you're all grown up, or you just. Well, even if they just put it a little differently, but I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah, because because if you think about it, Berlanti's shows are supposed to be all connected. So we have Earth 2 here, right? What if we end up seeing like the Earth 2 version of Supergirl, and it's Laura Vanderbilt, and she's older, and she shows up on Flash or something, and then something happens, and she ends up like showing up on Supergirl. I think I would take that.
Right. Now, in terms of her look, I would want to go with the classic, the classic Power Girl look, where it's the one piece and the white, and her cape is not fully on. It's like it hangs off one side. But I wouldn't mind the new 52 look that they did later on for her. Not her first look with her and Huntress, but the other look I wouldn't mind.
But if they're gonna do anything with the new 52, let's just hope that they don't do that stupid gag where she somehow loses her clothes every time.
Yeah, they would do that. I doubt they would do that. Let me see. I know there's another question I saw. Nate, you asked, you guys imagine Dean Cain playing Cyborg Supergirl? That would be sick.
So you're thinking if they go the new 52 route and they make like Brainiac turn Kara's father into Cyborg Superman?
That'd be interesting. I wouldn't, but I think they want to keep Dean as being what he is, like the guy who sacrificed, because he literally sacrificed himself for John. He says
and I love how well they're using these like alumni actors for like the Super family. Like they got Helen Slater as her mom. Yeah. They got Dean Cain as her dad. It's great.
Bria, that's your name. You say you asked a Power Girl on Flash. I don't know. I doubt they will go that route with Flash. It would be interesting because they are touching on multiverse, and we haven't seen But the thing is, like, even though Power Girl is still a Kryptonian, and I doubt I doubt that they would ever.
I mean, if they would show her like Power Girl on anything other than Supergirl, I could possibly see it on like Legend of Tomorrow, because Legend of Tomorrow, Rip Hunter already referenced both Batman and Superman. So
Okay, there's the question right there. All right, we know one of my favorite moments, guys, in the show so far is the texting conversation with Kara and Clark.
That is probably my favorite moment.
That was a very emotional moment, especially for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little misty-eyed when I saw that.
I got a little misty-eyed on that one, guys, because I'm like, that's basically Clark being what he would do to Kara, like encourage his cousin, like keep going, and I'm very proud of you and things like that.
And I love the line that he says, where he says, you did something I couldn't do, and then I don't forget what she says back to him, and he says, looks like this is a job for Supergirl, and right. She says, and he says, she says, thanks, Clark, that means a lot, and he says, hey, what's family for? I'm like, that's exactly what Clark would say. I'm like, exactly. I can totally see that.
Exactly, and the thing is, guys, we have seen him on the show, like he's here.
We just saw the back of his head.
The back of his head, or we just see a silhouette of the man. We don't get to see exactly who's going to play, and that's kind of the question. As I said before, is I feel that Superman should come at the end of a season.
I think he needs to show up at the season finale, because I mean, if you think about it, these are other Kryptonians that we're dealing with. I think Superman needs to show up for this.
The question is, who is going to play him? Because there's all this speculation, guys, and I know you probably would have heard it too, Jay. The fact that Tom Welling is going to be on a show on CBS.
And they say that the rumor is that part of the deal is that he plays Superman on the reason he gets the show. So he'll be able. Part of the contract is that he'll play Superman on Supergirl for a certain number of appearances.
How would you feel about him returning?
I don't know, because he plays a really good Clark, but after and this makes sense to me, because I mean, Smallville went on for 10 years, so but after a while, I feel like he started phoning it in when he was playing Clark, especially when he was wearing stupid black costumes. Mm-hmm. I like him, and for a lot of people, especially around my age, whereas Dean Cain is a lot of people's Superman, Chris Reeves is obviously pretty much everyone's Superman. Tom Welling is a lot for my generation, the Smallville generation. That is Superman to a lot of us. So I wouldn't mind it, but I don't think he would be up for it, because he straight up said, he was like, that's the whole reason I didn't wear the suit in the finale, is because Chris Reeves told me, as soon as you put on that S, you won't be anything else except for Superman.
Mm. Oh, really? He said that?
That's Tom Welling said in an interview. If you watch the special features for the season 10 DVD, he said that Chris Reeves he's like, the reason I wasn't in the suit is because Chris Reeves told me, the second you put on that suit and you wear that S, that's all you're ever going to be, is Superman. So you either embrace it or you try to run away from it. And I don't think Tom was ready at that time in his career. I don't think Tom was ready to just be typecasted as Superman. So that's why he jumped into directing and doing other stuff. But I think now he's established his own separate career enough that he could do Superman without being stuck as Superman.
I think, personally, for me, they do go with somebody new. If anybody, you ever heard of this guy, you guys out there, there was an actor who played, and he was actually up for the role of Superman during Superman Returns. He almost got the role. It is an actor known as Michael O'Hearn.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
He actually played Superman in a fanfic of The World's Finest. It's
I did see that.
he looked spot on like Superman.
You know, if they do an older Superman, depending on how old this Superman is, I could totally see either Tim Daly or his son playing Superman, and that would be so cool.
We still get old. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting too because with when it comes to Superman's voice, I think we all love Tim Daly. It's just like, but I think he's on a show too, so I'm not sure if he can do it. But
his son did a pretty good Superman too. Like I think his son did a really cool Superman voice. I think that's pretty. I think he could pull it off as well.
I definitely think Superman is going to be saved for the finale. Where he's going to be needed. You can't sit and just watch. Maybe it's going to be just too big for Kara to deal with. That he needs to be there once again. We're dealing with other Kryptonians.
Yeah, because I mean, Astra is technically not Clark's family, but these are like his people still. I mean, he's also Kryptonian.
Yeah, and Clark. Astra is Clark's.
No. Astra isn't technically Clark's aunt because Astra is the mom's twin sister, and he's related to Kara through her dad. So technically, they're not related.
I guess that's true. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, guys, keep throwing questions at us, guys. We're kind of now really into the Q&A session now because
we pretty much talked about like the show in general so far.
You can guys ask us questions, not just in terms of Supergirl. So hit us with questions if you like, guys, because we're gonna go a little bit longer before we wrap it up. But yeah.
So what other powers would you want to see that we haven't seen so far, Chris?
For Kara?
Yeah.
Okay. What powers have we seen?
We've seen freeze breath. We've seen we've seen freeze breath. And super breath. We've seen the heat vision. Obviously, super strength. The durability. I think we've seen X-ray vision like twice.
Yeah, we've seen X-ray vision.
Oh, and she apparently did the solar flare thingy that's in the New 52. So
yeah. I don't know. I think they've shown everything.
I think it would be kind of cool if they actually did like an electric Supergirl. I'd be up for that.
For me, I think I would want to see maybe another version of Kryptonite actually on the show.
I was talking about that with Brian. We were thinking that maybe Lord creates red kryptonite, like how Batman created red kryptonite in the comics when he was experimenting with kryptonite. He accidentally made red kryptonite. I think that could be cool to see if they do red kryptonite, or maybe like Lord invents gold kryptonite, and that's how they take out the Kryptonians by getting rid of the powers with gold kryptonite.
Or blue, could be blue.
Oh yeah, blue also works too.
If anything, let me see. I'll get to that later. I'll get to that. Any questions?
We got Nate says, think we'll see John Henry Irons, aka Steel, in Supergirl season 2. Let's hope that we'll see maybe Shaq. Nate says maybe Shaq. Have Shaq play Steel.
Oh God, no. All right, okay. Let's talk about John Henry Irons. Right.
He said we got to make sure that Shaq keeps his ass away from this.
Yeah. John Henry Irons, aka Steel. It would be really cool to see him on the show. Maybe him and Natasha.
I could definitely see either him or Natasha up there. I think Infinity Inc. would be a really cool concept to introduce into Supergirl.
Yeah, Infinity Inc. would definitely be a cool concept. Going back to that. Yeah, I would love to see Steel on the show. Like I would like to see, some other heroes coming to National City, which, I mean, like,
I think it would be cool if, like, maybe, like, in this version of, in this world, like, Steel is maybe Jimmy's uncle or something. Like, John Henry is, like, Jimmy's uncle.
or the fact that, they're coming because, hey, Clark was telling us we were interested in seeing his cousin. That's kind of how I always pitched the idea of how they can do Wonder Woman, is like she can play her classic role, and she is kind of works in the military, but
and also, people forget that both Wonder Woman and Batman helped to train Kara.
Yeah, like, she just wanted to help her out and things like that. I mean, it's cool that Alex is helping her, like, in terms of fighting, but wouldn't you want to get trained by the Amazon princess and
That's what I'm saying.
And taking the mascara and learn how to learn combat that maybe not the norm don't know about. So,
and also she can learn to defend against magic, so that would be cool.
That's another thing right there, is like, magic. Will we see more magic be played up in this, because of the fact that, Kryptonians are weak against magic. Magic can hurt them,
Yep. Depending on what the magic is used for, like, the magic can, if the magic is designed to hurt someone, then the magic can hurt them. I think that could be cool. I think a really cool kind of concept that I would like to see eventually, if they do bring in Superman officially, is like he gets like mind controlled or something with like either magic or like some kind of kryptonite, like kryptonite based mind control, kind of like the Poison Ivy type thing, and Kara has to fight Clark. I think that would be really cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool too. That would be kind of cool.
And I also want to see Kara go to Kansas once and just be like, just to hang out with Mom and Pop. I just want to see that.
Yeah, that's another thing I would want to see. Like, she goes to Smallville and goes see Jonathan and Martha. She just hangs out for a while. I don't take a trip, and they're like, sweet.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for that in the Thanksgiving episode. I was like, oh, are you going to spend Christmas? I mean, you're going to spend Thanksgiving with Clark? I mean, he is your family.
Yeah, I thought they would do that too. Let's see, who else? In terms of heroes, I would want to see on the show. I said McGann, definitely, because now that they're bringing the White Martians in me out, and McGann is a White Martian.
Yeah,
I would love to see her on there. And I think McGann would be a very cool supporting character for Kara. Like, she's different from the other White Martians. She doesn't want to be what they are, So,
and it's very similar to Kara's situation, where the other Kryptonians that are still around just have this like negative intent, but Kara doesn't want to be like that.
Right. So I wouldn't mind seeing again. Maybe Tara. Maybe if they could pull it off, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
If since this show mostly focuses on aliens, I would actually be really interested if they could pull this off. And this is a bit of a stretch because I know like Green Lantern is like weird territory for TV now. But instead of Hal or any of them, I would like to see Jade and Obsidian show up here.
Okay.
Since they have that kind of alien connection with the whole Starheart thing.
If we're looking at it from that point of view, the fact that the show really focused on aliens, let's keep it kind of with the alien type heroes.
Like we could see like Adam Strange and the Rebels or something, or like Lobo. Oh my God, Lobo showing up here.
Could we see the main man? I'll be scared though because they might change him. They might
oh my God, no! Don't do that. The pretty boy looking one.
Yeah, no. If they're gonna do Lobo, I want the big, rough, black-haired mustache.
I'm kind of mad that Jason. The only reason I'm a little upset that Jason Momoa got cast as Aquaman is because I really wanted him to play Lobo.
Yeah, yeah, you could have probably played Lobo too.
For years, that is who I wanted to play Lobo on either TV or in a movie. But now he's Aquaman.
What about Firestar?
I would be cool with seeing Firestorm. I mean, we have Firestorm like in the Flash, so maybe we could have either that version or maybe this world creates their own version of Firestorm. I would be
I
cool with
think
it.
I would love to see Firestar, Corey, oh man, yeah, like the Tamaranians, like we introduced Tamaranians here.
Oh yeah, man, that would be cool. I want to see. I would like to see like Blackfire show up, and that would be pretty awesome.
Tamaranians come, Blackfire comes, and then here comes Corey. Yeah, my name is Princess Corey, and
I want to actually see them do the Kandor storyline, and maybe like the whole new Krypton thing.
that'd be cool too. Kandor, yeah, they could pull that off. I do want to see like more Superman villains, like know about that. Okay, Supergirl. No. So yeah, I mean, hell, if they brought in Reactron, I was like, wow, that's a classic Superman character. So what they did bring
You think they would bring in like? I mean, I honestly hate this guy, but I would actually be interested to see if they could pull off Mr. Mixoplick.
oh, Mr. Flex. I know they tried it on Smallville. It just
They also tried on friggin' Lois and Clark with Howie Mandel.
yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing if they could try to fix it up. I mean, just don't get Gilbert Gottfried to voice the guy or kill him.
Oh Jesus!
But I wouldn't mind like them trying it again, you know. But let's see, maybe they. Oh, what about the Legion of Superheroes?
That would be really cool because I like what they did in Justice League where she ends up like going like staying in the future and she's like ends up getting with Brainy.
Yeah, Brainiac 5, you know, because Supergirl and the Legion actually have a history together, so that'd be kind of interesting to see them, you know.
Man, it would be so cool to see like Lightning Lad and even Bouncing Boy.
Yeah, Bouncing Boy and Triplet Girl and yeah, Cosmic Boy, you know, and Satin Girl, you know, all of those.
Girl, yeah. That would be really cool. I mean, they pulled it off really well in Smallville. I like whenever the Legion showed up in Smallville.
Yeah, so I mean, it could work. I mean, like let's see, maybe the Wonder Twins. I don't know about them.
I do actually want to see Brainiac on the show though. Like
Brainiac, I definitely, because I feel that with Brainiac on the show, it would give it a little bit more legitimacy. Like, yeah, okay, he knows that. Okay, there's another Victoria. Okay, I can start messing with you now as well, instead of just your cousin. You know.
Yep. And also, Brainiac would be a good villain for like Win because Win is like the tech guy for them.
Yeah, like, can you imagine them saying like you're good, but you're only human? You know, still you're only human.
Yep. No, I could see them pulling like a thing that like I could see like Brainiac doing a thing that kind of like what he did with Gear in the Justice League Static Shock crossover.
Oh,
yeah. Where like Brainiac like possesses him or something. I think that would be a really cool story to do.
I do know that Toyman is going to be on the show.
Yep. So, yeah, like he was supposed to be in the episode that got flipped, but they decided to change it around.
Okay.
But yeah, Toyman is supposed to show up, and he is Win's father, obviously, because Win's full name is Winslow Schott Jr.
Okay, so let me see who else I wouldn't know. Okay, let's go with another alien character. You said Adam Strange, right?
Yeah, I said Adam Strange. I mean, maybe we could get like actual Thanagarian Hawks. That would be cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Thanagarian, like Hawkman. Let's see.
What other alien?
Let me see. I wouldn't. If we're gonna go another Superman villain, I would want to see on there. Parasite.
Hell yeah, Parasite would be cool.
I would like to see Parasite on the show.
I think that'd be interesting.
And
Here's a cool twist. What if they do like a gender bent version of Maxima and call him like Maximus?
oh, okay. I wouldn't mind seeing Maxima either. Like, yeah, like she on the show, but yeah, I could take that too. Yeah, Maxima, Maxima, yeah. Maxima, King of all Morat. Yeah, but, yeah.
I think that could be really cool because I've always liked Maxima. I don't know, like she also has like the whole potential to be a hero thing. So I think that could be cool to see with her and Kara, or if they do like if they want to go with the like the love power thing, they could change the gender, or hell, they could make Maxima a lesbian.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It wouldn't be too bad. I mean, that'd be something interesting. Let's see. I'm trying to think of another alien-like base character. Yeah, there's a couple of them. I'm trying to. Yeah. See, the thing is, like, you would kind of want to see. Yeah.
I was pissed about the guy that was in the prison. I was like,
That's what I was going. Like, I was surprised. I'm shocked that they didn't go Despero.
Yeah, I thought he was Despero, and I'm like, oh, you're just a random guy that I've never heard of before.
Yeah, I mean, because first of all, Despero is that him and John have a history too. Like, those two are always battling each other, and I thought that was Despero too. But then I'm like, if that was Despero, they would not be holding him. I was like, no way.
Oh, another thing I'd really like to see is maybe they could bring in like Mongol and have like Warworld show up, and Kara is ends up going to Warworld.
I wouldn't mind Mongol. Even though, yeah, you talk about the lanterns, but I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a lantern, maybe not, Hal or anybody like that, but a lantern that comes to Earth.
I think, like you could just have like a random alien lantern, or you could have Kyle, or like, whatever. There are like 5 different Green Lanterns. You could have somebody that's not being used in the movie show up here.
I mean, yeah, if not Kyle or Guy or John, I mean, yeah, one of the alien base, I mean, Toma Ray.
Or Kilowog, or even Badge.
Yeah, even Sornik, not too.
That would be cool. Sinestro's daughter showing up.
Sinestro's daughter coming, she's like, "Who are you?" And my name is Sinara. I'm a member of the Green Lantern Corp, and I'm here to pick that criminal up. Like, yeah, you've been searching for him for a long time, or stuff like that.
And that would make a lot of sense. Like, especially, I think Jean would definitely have connections to the Lantern Corps, being that he's an alien.
Yeah, and then that's where really we can actually go back to the hologram with Laura, and basically get an action of who are the Green Lanterns, and she can maybe instantly say, okay, yeah, the Green Lantern Corps, they're created by this. A lot of they can maybe switch it up a little bit, like saying that the Guardians are it's unknown what they really are, but they stuff like that. You want to switch it up a little bit, but that would be
because everybody wants Hal to show up on Arrow or Flash, but I think if anything, like the show that makes the most sense for Lanterns to show up is Supergirl.
Yeah, Supergirl would definitely, any Lantern. I don't even have to be green. I'll take blue. Hell, I even take red if they actually want to.
Nah, because if they have Red show up, then they might do that freaking story where she becomes a Red.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, they could, yeah, they.
And they've already shown that she can get really, really angry, really,
Yeah,
really fast.
but maybe if they did it on the show, it could come out a little differently.
Oh yeah, I could see that because I didn't like the solar flare thing at all in the Superman comics, but I liked it here. It was pretty decent here on the show when they did
Yeah.
it.
So it could be a little bit like, or even in a sense, like if they do bring on like Green Lanterns, if not John, maybe she texts Clark again is like, have you ever heard of Green Lantern? And Clark texts back, yeah, I know a few of them. Like,
It's like one of my best friends is a Green Lantern.
yeah, you could be like that or something like that. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Another thing, I think it could be it'd be interesting to have like maybe we could bring in like Bang Babies or something like they could add that to this world. Like I just want Bang Babies somewhere
Yeah,
to happen.
I agree. Like, yeah, I mean, I would love to see a certain high voltage heroes show up and like, yeah, I'm from Dakota.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh man, you're Superman's cousin.
You're true, man, because aren't you? Like, you know.
Like I just think I think it just makes a lot of sense for heroes to just want to check it out because it's just like, oh man, you're related to Clark. I got to see this for myself.
Yeah, like that's the way I would go with like a lot of the heroes showing up, not just because of the major, but maybe one of their villains is in town. But yeah, they're just we're kind of interesting, seeing what you can do. Like Clark's told us a lot about you, but we want to see you in person. So give her a little bit of notoriety. Like, okay, yeah, I'm getting a stamp of approval from other heroes that have worked with my cousin or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean you could even show like older heroes because I mean Kara was part of the Teen Titans for like a short stint. You could have like Nightwing show up or something like Dick. Or
I think it would be cool to see that Stargirl be on the show.
Stargirl would be awesome. I think that would be cool. Especially if we're gonna go like the JSA route, especially because if we already brought up Karen before, I think that would be cool to see like Starman and Stargirl, or like Our Man. I mean, we already have like Jesse Quick over on Flash.
Yeah, but I definitely think Stargirl. She comes. Maybe she's a little. They could play up that little bit. Like she's a little jealous. Kind of how they did in Justice League.
Yeah.
They had like a. But I remember hearing someone say Batgirl should come on and they do like a Batgirl Supergirl crossover.
I would love that. That would be awesome. There's this little cartoon that I really like. It's kind of silly, but I really enjoy it. DC has these shorts called the Super BFFs with Wonder Girl, Batgirl, and Supergirl. I would like to see that happen. Like I want to see Donna and Babs show up and just be like,
that'd be cool. Like Super BFFs or something like you could.
Yeah, because I mean, like it's a female version of the Trinity. I thought that would be pretty awesome. I'm like, I want to see that. I would see that.
That'd be cool and see Supergirl. So I got a question. All right, guys, we're gonna throw that question out to you guys. What DC hero or heroine would you want to see on the show? And while you guys answer that question, Jake, is there any other questions?
Oh, we haven't got any more other than the last one we got was the one from Nate. Oh, right, Nate asked another question. Another question from Nate just popped up. Nate said, "How about the Superman of America on the Superman of America on Supergirl, which could lead to a spin-off or something like that. The Superman of America."
Oh, I know what he's talking about. First of all, the one thing I don't want just to get too carried away is that there are a lot of spin-offs coming out of other shows. You don't want to get too overhauled with these shows. You know, and I think that's the kind of the big scare in terms of, especially with the DC stuff, where there's so much DC.
It's so funny because the CW has pretty much become the DC channel.
Yeah, because become the DC channel. I mean, they've got 3 shows on there.
4
already.
Technically. Actually, hold up, wait. Arrow, Flash, Legends. Yeah, that's 4 technically. Arrow,
yeah, because Vertigo is under DC, so technically 4. Okay, and then you got on CBS, like I said before, you know, CBS is not really known for doing these types of shows anymore. They used to do it back in the day, but not anymore. You know, they become more of a comedy.
They're more about procedurals and
you know,
like
comedy,
that.
you know, the crime stuff and things like that, and more dramatic stuff. And you know, it was really interesting that it didn't go to CW, but you know, and you know, we still have that Teen Titans show that's supposed.
That's in like permanent limbo. I don't know what the fuck is happening in that show. We did one video on it, and ever since
we haven't heard anything that's come out of that. You know, so
like there's no casting. There's no like plot synopsis.
Is that Nightwing, Raven, and some other people are going to be on the show.
Nightwing, Raven, Beast Boy, Babs, Hawk and Dove.
Yeah, that's it, Hawk and Dove. But other than that, nobody else. I haven't heard anything.
It's kind of, and that show is a weird itself because I'm looking at the lineup and I'm like, you might as well just call this Birds of Prey because these are like a bunch of bird themed characters.
Yeah. I'll try to let me see. I wonder if anybody answered that question.
Let's see. Nope. So far, all we got is the answer from Nate, the one from Nate about the Superman of America.
Let me see what's that. I mean, would it be too bad to see a speedster on the show? Not really. I mean, if you want to use Flash, how about Max Mercury?
Yeah, you could use Max Mercury. You could use you could even use Wally's already on Flash, but you could even have like maybe somebody visits from the future, and it's like, and then, you know, he gets trapped in the past. He gets trapped in the past, and it ends up being, you know, in Supergirl's world. It's like, hello, my name is Impulse. I'm Bart Allen. I'm from the 31st century. I'm from the, what is it? Is it 30th or 31st century that Bart's from?
It's the 31st. Yeah, I think it's the 31st.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, if they could do that, I mean, I know that like they probably saved Bart for Flash show, but Bart could also work.
Boy, I'm trying to think of.
I would like to see. I'd like to see if they could pull it off. I would like to see Tula on.
That was where I was going. Should they be Atlanteans on the show? I was even going to go there because we know that Atlantis exists in Earth too. They said it like.
Yep.
Well, okay. So that would make kind of cool sense too.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to have like visit Atlantis because I mean there's tons of magic there, so you could have, you know, Kara dealing with that for the first time. She's like, I've never, you know, actually seen magic before, and you know she gets hit by something and it's just like, whoa, that actually hurt.
I mean, so far we've only heard how many of the famous cities in the DC universe we mentioned.
We've heard Central, Keystone, Star, Coast, and Bloodhaven.
Right. We've heard those. Those are pretty much all we've heard. So I mean, I would love to hear We're Metropolis, of course.
Oh yeah, Metropolis.
You want to see Lois on the show?
Did we see what?
Lois on the show?
I don't think so.
Do you want to see her on the show, Lois?
Oh yeah, I would. I mean, I hope she shows up eventually, because I mean, I also like the comment from Kat where she meets Lucy and she's like, "Congratulations, you got the looks."
Yeah, you got that look. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Lois like show up, like she shows up maybe on the show to get care or something like.
You know, I was surprised that they didn't get like Michael Ironside to play General Lee.
I know, right? Like,
Because like every time they need like a military dickhead, they always get Michael Ironside.
yeah, Michael Ironside, they get Darkseid to voice to play the character. Who else? In terms of another, like, I'd be interested to see Perry White on this show.
I would like to see Perry. I think maybe we could also see like you know, this would be interesting. I mean, I know they're probably gonna use Darkseid in like the Justice League movie. But what if we got to see like a freaking like G. Gordon Godfrey and like maybe someone like the Furies or something showing up in like
that'd be like they touch on Apocalypse.
yeah, but they don't show Darkseid. They could have like Orion or somebody or like Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that at all. Big Barda.
Yeah, and like, you know, have like Steppenwolf attack National City or something. You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. Very interesting indeed.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to see something where, like what Clark said in the Justice League cartoon, is like, you know, I never really have an opportunity to actually cut loose.
Yeah, like I think that's something that we do. So I think that's another thing. I think we all, you know, want to kind of see it like, you know, if we want to see Kara cut loose, like just
yeah, and I want to see where they like kind of gauge her strength level at, because then in some iterations of Supergirl, she's said to be stronger than Superman, but in others he's stronger than her. I want to know if she's stronger than him.
Yeah, that's a very because there are times that they do it's kind of classified that Kara's stronger than she's either stronger than him or faster than him or she can do a lot of things that he can't do, but then most of the time they just say everything around she's stronger than him or that, but you know, and it's kind of
a lot of times they say like she can metabolize solar energy a lot faster, which is why she's like stronger, faster, and has like more powerful heat vision and stuff.
Right. And I wouldn't mind seeing that either. You know, like I said, you know, the bottom line is like the show is still slow and it's getting where it needs to get to. You know, and the story seems to be coming, especially for the first season. They're really starting to get the main plot still is there, because for a while the main plot really didn't seem, it was like, where's Astra all this stuff?
Yeah. She literally came out of nowhere.
Like came out of nowhere, and it was just like, oh yeah, there were times like I looked at them like, oh yeah, you're still around. Like, where have you been? Like,
because there was like she had that little nice moment with Kat, and then all of a sudden she gets like knocked out of the sky, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like, oh yeah.
So yeah, I can understand that. I mean, that's pretty interesting, and like, because I mean, as soon as that happened, I know that some of the episodes are out of order now because of what happened in Paris. They kind of they flip
the order. Yeah,
they flip some of the order, but still, it's like, where have you been all this time?
And like another like small problem that I have occasionally with this show is the feminism that they try to push on Supergirl. Because sometimes like there was the one episode, I don't remember which one it was. I think it was like How Does She Do It or whatever, where they were like heavy. They were just heavy on like. No, it was Red Face. It might have been the one. No, it might have been How Does She Do It. But it was the one where she just go, or like they're all, or Kara just kept going on about like, yeah, men can do this, men can do that, but we can't, blah blah blah. I'm just like, all right. I'm like, all right, you need to. I get that you're trying to be about like female empowerment and girl power and stuff, but like, you guys can calm down. Like, you don't gotta mention it every 5 seconds.
I think that's I know you can see that this show definitely is somewhat geared for, they're trying to get a female audience involved in it. And I can understand that. And but I definitely can agree with what you're saying. Like sometimes they are harboring on that notion a little too much. It's like you don't need to keep plugging that every time. Like,
yeah, because I mean, especially like Cat Grant gets on my nerves sometimes with that, because Cat just seems like a man hater, because she's like always bashing on men, like every chance she gets.
I mean, that's one thing I'm like, as much as I'm, because at first, like for me, I don't hate Callista Flockhart, who's playing the character of Cat Grant, but just her portrayal of this character is just like, it's like you just want to like, oh God, like please, okay, we understand, like it's still kind of a male dominant world, and we get that, but I don't. You're harboring on that too much.
Yeah, I mean, and we see that she has a heart, and we've seen that in the past couple episodes now. But man, she is a real bitch most of the time.
Yeah, and, it's like, and that goes for any kind of subject. And it's not just. It's like if it was another subject and they kept harboring on it, I would get tired of it too. I'm like, okay, I get it. We get it. You're not this like. Say if they kept harboring over Kara, but I'm not human. I'm not human. And we're like, yeah, Kara, we get it. You're not.
Or like if they did something with James about racism, like yeah, they don't give me jobs because I'm black, or they always looking at me. They always looking at me different because I'm black. It's because I'm black.
So it's saying we saying that, yeah, you look at it from that point. It's like when Cat starts getting into it, it's just like okay, God, I understand, I get it. Stop harboring over it so much.
Yeah, like there's no need to beat a dead horse, man. Like you've gotten your point across. You don't need to keep telling me. I know what you're trying to say. It doesn't mean you have to say it 1,000 times.
But let me see. Oh,
let me refresh this.
Who's that? Oh, Kyle. Oh, Kyle. He wants to talk. If guys, we're gonna kind of wrap this up because a friend of ours wanted to talk to us, and if you have any comments, you leave in a question below. But basically, guys, what did you think of the mid-season finale of Supergirl? We enjoyed it. We talked about who we want to see on the show. We kind of got into it. I had a little Q&A at the end of it, which is fine.
And then we also talked about like what we expect to see for the rest of the season and stuff like that. And it's coming back pretty soon too. It's coming back on the 4th.
Yeah, it's coming back quicker than a lot of other shows, which I'm kind of happy for. But the most important thing, guys, is like, we'll be back. Like the whole team, especially we're gonna get together with some more roundtables, because I think, like I said before, guys, we found something with the roundtables.
The roundtables seem to get a really good reception for pretty much all the ones we've done so far, with the trailers and all the other stuff that we've done.
So we'll definitely be around to do. We're gonna talk Star Wars when everybody sees it. Like I said, guys, when everybody sees it, and everybody to get their schedules right, and we come again to do it. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, guys. We may besides, let's see, what else? Star Wars. That's about it before anything else comes on. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is we may do some more topic bids as well. Like I know you guys are enjoying that too, because like I'm constantly getting some of that stuff on our Facebook page. Like what happened to the topic bids you guys usually do? You know, we gotta. I think what I did was I kind of like made the slate clean. And we're gonna start afresh with those topics. We'll probably do something where we may talk about. I'm thinking about getting the group of guys together so we can talk about like characters we think should get a Netflix series for Marvel.
That could be a good one.
So you know, we're gonna. I'm thinking about doing something like that, and I'll get a panel together to do that. But yeah, other than that, guys, we're gonna head out. Happy holidays as always. Next week is Christmas.
Oh man, it's come quick. That's crazy.
Next week is Christmas. Hope everybody enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys next time. Like I said, guys, the core is still around. Like I said, they're putting up some. Because the guy that was actually like, there hasn't been any new content on the channel. Well, there's been a couple of stuff, so watch it. You can follow us. You can follow us on Twitter. There's the core Twitter page. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow me, NJ, on Facebook and on Twitter. I'm at themoddernkid.com.
I'm at Mr. J's Comic Review.
You guys know our main channels. Modern Kid.
Yep, Mr. J's Comic Reviews.
Yeah, and as well as if you do follow us on Facebook. My real name is Christopher Bennett, and this is Jeremy.
Jeremy Lost Olsen.
And but other than that, guys, thank you for watching. And
all right. Peace, guys.
And talk to Kyle. You guys see you later.